Yeah, I won't I won't charge you any momentum or anything for flashlights, climbing equipment, rebreathers.
I would like Derek to have a medical kit, if that's all right.
Yeah, that should probably be okay.
Okay.
Is this your security officer's first activation?
Uh, Second, I think, because we used him for the routine or the episode routine.
Okay, just in the notes, donate when he's activated, and then what you um, increase or what you give him. Any other gear you guys want?
Beacons? Oh, I guess it's flashlights. So,
Beacons, flashlight, same thing.
Yeah. Probably don't need an engineering kit. So yeah, nothing from me.
Well, your character should have an
Oh,
engineering
that's
kit
right.
because you're
That's
the
right.
engineer.
Engineer.
Duncan should probably have his own medical kit because he's technically medical.
He's a combat medic.
I bet the counselor. And then I just figure the doctor would have handed your security officer the medical kit. So
Yeah, it works.
I could explain away the potential costs there. Alrighty, I think you guys have the equipment that was brought down with the two new beamins. So I'll leave it to you guys.
Derek will walk right up to the commander. Commander, reporting. We have a tunnel to explore.
yes, I believe there was a strange energy reading that was emanating down here. But thanks for joining us, Chief. Commander King, if you lead on.
Yes, Commander. And yeah, Kane will proceed on and have his eyes glued to his tricorder for any readings of weakness in the rock.
All right, so you continue your walk forward. After about maybe 25 more meters or so, you come up to what appears to be massive stone doors.
So Kane's going to go ahead and scan those. He's going to be looking for composition and to see if they could be opened potentially, or if they're sealed, and then finally if there's anything behind the doors that he can detect. If you need me to do a scan or like a roll for it, I can ask the extra questions.
Oh, if you want it. Yeah, this will probably just be an insight reason diff 0.
Oh, okay.
Or sorry, yeah, insight or reason engineering diff 0.
Gotcha. Yeah, I don't have scanning dead civilization doors anywhere on my focuses, so take threats. Try to get us some momentum. And reroll. Damn it.
Oh, damn, your target 16. Okay, yeah, gain 2.
Yeah, GM, am I able to determine what, if anything, is behind them? Okay. Commander, these doors appear to be made of the same stone that we've seen up to this point. It doesn't look like they're sealed in any way. We theoretically should be able to open them. I did a scan for what may be behind the doors, but I'm not detecting anything except a continuation of these tunnels.
Any glyphs, writings on the doors? Adjacent walls?
Not on these doors, no.
Check for traps?
What is this, D&D? I know, this scan didn't reveal any.
Theric will step forward and examine the doors. Just to see if there's any ancient booby traps or structural defects that he can notice.
Nope. Your readings are pretty much the exact same that Kane got.
They're just doors, Commander. You want to open them?
Proceed. We need to figure out what this energy source is.
Alright. Theric will attempt to open the doors.
And with a loud creak that stone doors make as they get pushed on the floor, it opens into kind of like what looks like a, like maybe like a square room, but there is a that maybe sits about 10 meters past the doors. And what's interesting is that there appears to be a faint glow coming from what you consider the room or the opening up ahead.
I think I know the answer to this. Well, actually, you know what? He'll turn to the science officer and ask, you're probably better at this than I am. Is that the same energy signature that we detected earlier?
Derek will go enter the room before everyone else and begin making a patrol
It's
pattern
not
around the outer edge.
it's not consistent with the other readings.
So it's a new energy source or something.
All right, and then the security officer, you said you were walking into the room?
Yeah, I'm walking in first. I do a sweep, make sure everything's safe, and then I'm gonna start a clockwise search, patrol, something around the room.
Okay, as you take your first steps into the room, the first thing that you notice is that the glimpse are the faint glow seems to be coming from the same symbols that were etched into the outside the of the ruins, but these ones, have a faint glow to them. As you start to take a couple other steps, the floor under you starts to shake a bit, as well as rocks start to cave in from the ceiling. And as I hit the ground, it kind of starts knocking the rocks in the bottom away, starting to reveal an opening that seems to be getting bigger and bigger as each passing rock hits the ground.
I'm gonna move myself out of the danger zone,
All
or
right,
at least back towards the group.
give me a daring or fitness security. I got some threat. Give me a diff 1 comp 2.
Diff 1, comp 2.
All right, you're able to jump back to the others just as the floor gives out under your feet. And as the rocks stop falling and the dust settles, you notice that what once was this room has now opened into a 10 by 10 hole into the floor.
Oh, that was close. Is the floor completely gone?
Give me an insight or reason engineering diff 1.
Engineering. Diff 1. I have a focus and observation. Would that count here?
Yes, it would. Right, gain a momentum. In the soundboard.
Well, Commander, we can try and hug the walls and go around, or if you're good at rock hopping, you might be able to bounce off that centerpiece right there.
How far down does that go?
You shine your flashlights down. It's maybe a roughly 15-meter drop. It looks like a sinkhole formed around this part.
Well, everyone, as we're proceeding forward, I'm assuming the tunnel continues down.
So like the walkway is actually on the other side of this now formed hole. So the task is to try to get to the other side of the hole to continue down the walkway. What just formed was just basically a sinkhole. So it's just a hole.
How far is the gap?
All right, I'll put it like this. To walk around the edge is probably the safer option. This would probably be like a diff 1 comp 2. To just try to jump onto the part that's still standing in the middle and then jump to the other side. That's probably going to be a diff 2 comp 3.
I'm assuming with the climbing gear, there's you have harnesses and stuff.
Yep.
Because I noticed everyone to put on the harnesses and essentially
Bring ourselves together.
sort of, as first one goes across in case someone, falls. They're not. The rest of the group can attempt to hold them up. Essentially, mountain. What they do in mountain climbing.
Yep, I got you.
Well, rock climbing.
Smart idea.
I just want to say I hope there's no hard feelings when I fall and drag everyone else down with me. Given my fitness rating. So.
This should also hopefully allow for an assist to help pull across.
So I'll make you create the trait. So you can either create it with the 2 momentum, or it could have you guys roll for it to set up the harnesses, spike it into the wall so that you don't fall, or so that if someone does fall, they're caught.
I'm gonna start pulling fusing pitons from the climbing gear and setting a path for the rope to go through.
I think we'll spend the 2 momentum for the trait.
Sounds good. You guys able to hear that?
I was.
Yeah.
That too.
All right, now I just got to find falling rocks and shifting earth. But yeah, the security officer, you're able to find and secure the pitons for the climbing equipment into the walls, and hook up the rope. And so you have the trait that basically you will not fall into the hole should you slip and lose your footing.
Kane will just say, Gym was my least favorite class at the academy. Just under his breath.
Reminds me of some of the ice climbing we have to do on Andoria. Just don't look down.
Sad thing for Thazan is I grew up on Andoria as well.
Ha! You should be used to going through ice tunnels then.
Never quite got that gene.
Yeah, well. You get to learn again today.
All right, Commander, I recommend that I do not go first on this exercise.
I'll go. I'll hook myself into the rope and start going around the edge.
All right, we'll call this daring security. We'll use the diff 1 comp 2 for you. As you make your way around the edge, some of the looser bits of rock do end up falling into the hole. But after carefully making your way, you do find yourself onto the walkway on the other side.
Okay. And I'll have set a new piton every 3 or 4 meters and loop the rope into it so there's a nice little thing going all the way around.
Sounds
For
good.
whoever follows me.
And since Tyrell, you're next. And Kier is going to do essentially it's a climber's brace.
Yes,
to make
ma'am.
sure, just,
All right, so for Ensign Tyrell, this is going to be a daring security, diff 1, complication 2. You can get the assist either from the commander or from the security officer.
I'll assist since he's AFK.
Okay, no, she's here. I'm just explaining to her the dice roller. Retro. There will be no assist. Does the roll stand?
Can I spend an extra moment?
Too late now. Got to determine that before you roll. No, you already rolled it. See. All right, so I guess the question is, does the roll stand?
Carol, I mean, she could use her determination. Or no, sorry, I always lose track of like second edition. Could she use her determination on something like this?
Yeah, if there's a value that can.
Okay. Do you have a value focused on living, Carol?
I think I see one that would probably work here.
This one? Starfleet officer must always adapt.
Yeah, I think that one would work. So you could re-roll it. Just go to perform task again. And then where it says complication, put 2. And then just hit roll. All right, now we can get the assist from Kier. Gain a momentum. And Ensign Terrell very slowly makes her way across the rock phase. She gets kind of frightened when she gets to the middle, and some of the rocks around her start to fall into the hole. But she eventually braces herself and makes her way across.
That was a close one.
You did good, kid. That could have been scary. Come on, you did good. And I'll pat her on the back as she goes by.
Counselor, you're up next.
It's a diff 2 comp 2.
Diff 1 comp 2.
Diff 1 comp 2. Alright, I'll spend momentum. During security, would you take athletics for a focus?
Sure will.
Range is 2.
undeterred, the counselor makes it seem like you have definitely done this before, and you very easily make your way to the other side. It's almost as if you were dancing along the edge.
I haven't had a good bit of adrenaline in a while. That was nice.
Counselor, I should take you to Andoria. There's some cliff faces I think you'd absolutely love.
Maybe someday.
Commander Kane, are you ready?
Kane was just sitting there. Don't make me go next, and he'll look up.
Come on, Commander, it's fine. These two have already done it.
Ready as I'll ever be. All right. Let's do it. So will you accept survival for a focus?
I think with your roleplay playing it off like you're scared, I will accept it.
Oh, nice. Okay. I will take it. Yeah, I'm definitely going to steal one of those momentum. I don't know. My roll's not that bad, but fitness is not my friend. Oh, I didn't do the complication range. Sorry.
Did not matter.
Yep.
So you're at one float. Kane, you act scared initially going across, and you kind of like halfway, up until the halfway point, you kind of had your eyes closed. But then you kind of had the thought, this isn't that bad. It's not that hard. You feel pretty safe, and you much more confidently make your way to the other side.
Kane will look around, give a slight bow, look at Fazan.
And you said it was your worst subject. Get over your car.
Well, it was my worst subject, and that should tell you something.
Next time we have leave, you're at peak on Andoria. We're going up.
Complication stand?
It does.
All right. You do gain a momentum. So, Kier, as you start following along the edge, the middle part where the rocks were falling, as you go to step on them, that part gives out, and you feel yourself start to fall into the hole. Luckily, with all these safety things that you have set up, the rope catches you, and you just kind of dangle at the edge of the rope a little bit into the hole, but, still hanging on from your harness.
Derek is going to immediately start making his way back out along the rope to assist in her recovery.
Didn't I succeed? So I got across?
Just having fun with the
I
complication.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind then.
But after you hang there for a little bit, acting embarrassed, you pull yourself up on the rest of the ledge and make your way to the group who help you back up all the way. I just kind of see Kier not being able to get back onto the ledge, but kind of just using it to jump, to kind of side crawl over until you get to the rest of the away team, and then they pull you up the rest of the way.
Derek's gonna just quietly lean over to Commander Kane and go, "Is this the second one she's fallen down?"
He seems to have a problem with holes in the ground. Personal weakness, maybe.
I guess we should get a Rick's on some kind of fitness training for the staff.
Wouldn't hurt. Kane will just turn to the commander and smile.
But we have energy source to follow. Move along, please.
Oh. Of course.
Yes, ma'am.
Right away.
Alright, I guess they'll proceed down the hall. Kane taking points as the commander requested.
And Theric will be right behind him.
All right. The away team, we'll go ahead and enter a new scene here. I keep forgetting scenes are a thing. All right, so the away team makes their way down, following the paths. Every now and then, the pathways might branch off, but 9 times out of 10, like you'll run into like a dead end or a path that's fallen, and you have to kind of find another way through. Eventually, you make your way into probably the only path that leads deeper into the tunnel. However, you notice that even this path seems to have collapsed just a bit. And it looks like the only way through is to kind of crawl your way through the fallen rocks and debris to the other side of it.
Alright, well. Does anybody do any spelunking on their off time?
Not since my youth. Question to the GM. Would I be able to safely widen the tunnel by phaser boring the hole larger?
Give me an insight or reason with either engineering or security, difficulty 2.
Would my observation focus work here?
It would.
Alright, and I'm gonna luck a momentum for an extra die on this. Commander? I think with the right setting on the phaser, perhaps a 6 or a 7. Low power sustained beam, I can bore out the hole to be a little bigger, but I'm also noticing the sulfur levels in the air are increasing. The doctor warned me about that before I came down. Would you like me to proceed, or do you want to try and just crawl through?
Do you need danger of it igniting the gas?
Not yet.
I guess it's a good time to put on the rebreathers, everyone, and you may proceed.
Bye, ma'am.
All right, so you were going to phaser blast, correct?
Mm-hmm.
All right, this is going to be a control security difficulty of 2. Complication is going to be a 3 here.
Well, 3, 2. I'm assuming my hand phasers focus will come into play for this,
Yes.
and I will
So
buy
yeah,
the momentum.
so
Momentum
difficulty
die.
2. Yeah, difficulty 2, comp 2. Or sorry, comp 3. Difficulty 2, complication 3. Gain 2. All right, you set out to work, slowly enlarging the hole as you make your way through. And I don't know, I'd say maybe after about 15, 20 minutes of work, you're finally able to bore the way through enough to get to the other side of this hazard.
Yeah, I'm trying to take it from like what I'm assuming is maybe a shoulder width to something more the size of a Jeffries tube.
Yeah. Yep, it's just a matter of the time it takes.
Okay. And as I break through, tricorder out, scan the area, see what I find.
Yep, it's a fully intact tunnel that leads closer to the source that you guys are trying to get to. Sulfur levels are, still increasing as you make your way deeper, though. You do notice that on your tricorder.
Okay. I'm going to set the tricorder to emit an alarm when the sulfur levels are within, let's say, 5% of being dangerous.
All right, that shouldn't be too hard.
Any rules to follow?
No. Because you widened it. It's like crawling through his Jeffries tube at this point. So it's pretty safe, pretty easy.
Well then, Kirill following through, place the rebreather mask on her face.
Alrighty. Do you guys keep going then?
Well, we've come this far, so I say yes.
GM, just
I agree.
Yeah, definitely. Let's keep going. GM, just a reminder, like, Kane is, again, constantly scanning for weaknesses or anything else that might betray, like, a rock slide or something.
Yep, not a problem.
Okay, cool.
I figure people probably have their tricorders out the entire time here.
Awesome. So, yeah, he'll put on his rebreather and follow him on in.
All right, deeper and deeper into the runes you go. And you guys have probably been walking, deeper into the runes, maybe for another 10 minutes. I'm going to send some people some information. Sorry, that's probably not the right way to phrase that.
Commander, I think I may be receiving some interference. My tricorder is cutting in and out. Maybe
Same.
the energy source.
Well, was proceed with caution.
As all of you take a few more steps further down, you notice that the metal on your harnesses start to move and vibrate, and then you just feel like the weight of anything metal just gets heavier as you start moving through this section. And as you're trying to figure out what's going on, all of your tricorders suddenly just shut off.
I'm gonna set a phaser to low and pick a spot on the wall and see if it still fires.
As you go to fire your phaser, the energy sputters and dissipates, but nothing comes out of it. You kind of get that kind of sound.
Is my flashlight still on?
I totally forgot about the flashlights too. Thank you. They're probably doing what the light bulb in Discord is doing.
Well, Commander, if I were to venture a guess, I would say that this is consistent with some sort of magnetism. Likely the energy source.
Oh, what were those traps that Cardassians used to set up? It'd turn off all of our stuff. Duonetic fields, something like that. I wonder if it's anything like that.
Commander, it's a good thing that you have your torch. I think it's likely that the further we go down, the more likely our lighting is to shut off.
Is there any way to compensate against this effect to keep at least our flashlights operating?
Counselor, give me a reason or insight science. We'll call this a difficulty 2.
I don't think I have any focuses. I'll spend a momentum.
Results stand.
Yeah. I don't have any rerolls. Unless I can get an assist.
I mean, I'm fine with that. Probably come from Kane, though.
We're our science officer.
Just from a roleplay thing. That's why I would give the assist to Kane.
Yeah, I would like to assist. I guess from the engineering standpoint, if we can actually make the modifications to the flashlights. So reason science, or would you allow reason engineering?
Probably a science for this bit.
Okay. Yeah, no focus.
It's not like you're a slouch with the sciences.
That is true. Very true. Hey, nice roll.
And I'll send this to the counselor too.
Mm-hmm.
You guys can't tell I reward roleplay.
Counselor? Thinking what we could do is potentially use the energy sources from our phasers, which don't look like they're going to operate correctly anyway. Try to, I don't know, maybe boost the magnetic properties on the casing on these flashlights. Essentially charge them in the opposite direction to try to counter the magnetic effects. What are your thoughts?
Well, I'm certainly no expert in this field, but based on my knowledge, it seems like countering the magnetism would give us the best shot of keeping our equipment in operation. If we can produce just enough strength with that extra power pack, we might be able to at least keep our flashlights and maybe tricorders working.
So we would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 phasers. So yeah, if we have 5 phasers, we could reserve 1 or 2 flashlights, and then that would be 1 tricorder, and then we could try to do the same thing for a phaser, so we at least have some protection. Right?
True,
So
although we haven't encountered anything hostile yet, I suppose it could be prudent.
Okay. Commander, I think we may have found a solution. I think I can break down the phasers that we have on hand to serve as power sources to try to counter the magnetic fields, basically by charging the casing of some of our devices. We have 5 phasers total. I'm thinking, with your permission, we could break down 4, use 1 to reinforce the security officer's phaser, try to make sure that we have some protection, use 1 for a tricorder, and then use 2 more for flashlights.
Do we have batteries in the medical kits as well, too,
Good call.
if me and the security officer have them?
Yeah. Do I have any in my engineering kit? That's a good question.
You do have a power supply in your engineering kit.
Just 1.
You probably have a couple. I'm not sure of how many.
We just need a couple double A's.
Jam them in there. Yeah, so GM, depending on how many power supplies I would have in the engineering kit, that's what I would like to do, is try to get 2 flashlights, 1 tricorder, and then 1 phaser, and keep it operational.
So I'm trying to think like how many power supplies are in there. Because the way I see it, with what you explained there's 2 options here. You could mechanalize. That's probably not the right word, but I think you guys are understanding.
Cannibalize?
That's it. You could cannibalize your current equipment and get, the 1 phaser, the 2 flashlights, a tricorder working, and save your engineering kit. Or you could use up your engineering kit but save all of the equipment. Because I think an engineering kit is more important than,
Mm-hmm.
So I think that would be the trade-off. You could either get rid of the phasers to power up their equivalent and protect it, or you could use your engineering kit but save all of the equipment. All the phasers, all the flashlights, all the tricorders. But then you'd lose the engineering kit. Or at least the power supply in it.
Yeah. So he'll communicate that to the commander, and he'll say, Commander, my recommendation is to break down the phasers to reinforce the equipment. We don't know what we're going to encounter later on where we might need engineering power supplies.
Very well. And unholsters her phaser and hands it to Kane.
Right. Kane will start breaking everything down and, do his work.
All right. This will probably just be creating a trait to counteract the negative trait here. So this will be a. It's called Control Engineering Difficulty 2.
Hmm. Uh, yeah, I mean, I'll ask emergency repairs for a focus.
I will take.
Oh, nice. Okay. You said diff 2, any complication?
No, I don't want to spend the threat at this point.
Okay. Yeah, take a threat. Yeah, I don't think any of my talents would apply. Yeah, not yet.
So, point of reference, the book is expectedly vague on what exactly is in an engineering kit.
Yeah, I figured it would be.
Engineering stuff.
But when you gain that many successes, you gain 3. You could probably do more than what I just said if you spend the momentum. I believe that puts you at a float, however.
Mm-hmm. Uh,
Spend 2
Yeah.
that up the potency. So in case he gets. Say spend 2 the momentum and up the potency. Just in case the field strength gets stronger. So you don't have
Good
to
idea.
redo the roll again.
Good idea. Yeah, I would love to do that. Also, is there a way to maybe save another phaser, just in case?
I'll take an extra momentum so you could get another phaser gun.
Okay, awesome.
I'll put it this way. With the momentum you generated, I figure you could exchange that momentum to get another piece of equipment working. Like you found an efficient way to do this. So you could spend the 2 to increase the potency, but then I'll allow you, because of how good your roll was, to use any momentum to turn on another piece of equipment.
Gotcha. Okay, so we would have 1 float, which would be 7, so reducing to 2 would be 5 momentum left. Definitely want to do a phaser, like an extra one. Do you guys think we're good at that point, or
Well, do we want a second tricorder or a second phaser?
I mean, we could do both. You know what? Yeah, let's do both. We'll give phasers to the security officer and commander, and then, yeah, Instanteril and I can take tricorders.
All right, so what equipment are you getting?
So yeah, we're gonna spend the 2 momentum for the trait, which will take us to 5 total momentum with the float. And then we'll spend 2 more to activate a tricorder and another phaser.
All right,
So, yep, 2, 2, and 2.
Yeah, so you found that the magnetic field is not very stable, and they affected the equipment differently. So some you were able to recharge, some you were able just to siphon power off of, but all of them now have the modified anti-magnetic field equipment too.
All right, Commander. It's not the best work I've ever done, but I think it should hold at least for a while we're down here.
Good job. Well, seems that we're getting close to this power source, so keep your eye out, everyone.
All right, we'll go ahead and enter a new scene. All right, the team makes their way closer and closer to uh, the power supply. Um, when you come across another one of those square rooms, I'll call them rooms, but just square openings. And on the far side of this opening, there's another massive stone door. But this one, however, is engraved with glyphs and symbols. Also nearby are faintly glowing computer consoles. Although some of them appear to be broken and others seem to not even be completed, like in the midst of construction.
Control room of some kind?
It would appear that way. Kane will go up to the computer systems, give him a quick tricorder sweep. He'll be looking for construction, relative technology level, anything else that looks interesting.
Give me an insight engineering. We'll call this a diff 1.
Yeah. Won't burn a threat. I needed to burn a threat. Damn it. Unless you'll allow me to flip it with momentum or threat, roll stands.
I'll have you succeed at cost here.
Thank you.
All right, you start looking at the computers, but the computers are well beyond repair. Like they are, probably millennia of being hit with falling rocks and debris. Their power supplies, their computer systems are all decayed. However, you do notice that covered in quite a bit of dust on the wall above the computer consoles, there seems to be a panel that have slots for what looks like gemstones. And underneath it is an inscription.
Commander, I think I may have found something. Commander, if you look at this panel, it looks like slots into which you could place rocks, stones, some shaped object with an inscription underneath.
We've been trying to reach you about your colony's extended warranty.
Centaural, Counselor Duncan, what do you make of this?
Sorry, it was an inscription.
Yeah, it was like a panel with slots into which to place something, possibly gemstones, with like some sort of inscription below the panel.
Am I able to take out my tricorder and do a check based on my like earlier decipherings of some of their writing?
That's right, you did decipher some of it, so I'll just give this to you then. I'll give you what the inscription reads. Sorry, I'm trying to see which one I like better. We'll go with this.
Says, haha, fooled you.
Commander, from what I can make out, it says, blend the light to reveal the truth.
Lasers? Like, I'm thinking like prisms and lasers. Coming to mind from my science courses.
Well, if there's something to slot in here, maybe we should look around to see if we can find what we need to slot into it.
I'll scan the areas for any kind of objects that'll fit in.
Right. Give me a reason or let's call this a control science difficulty of we'll call it 2.
I'm gonna look around with my set of Mark 1 eyeballs.
All right, go ahead and give me a reason insight with your security skill, diff 2. So Terrell, you got the science roll, and then Tarak, you have the. Yep, that one.
Shite.
Would any of my focuses work?
No.
Any values?
Well, you already used your determination, so. Just don't forget you could use momentum or threat to roll more to get more dice.
I'll use a moment.
Alright, so then just move the dice slider to 3. And if you got the attributes and disciplines right, just hit roll.
You said comp 1?
Yep. gain momentum back.
Nice.
All right. You start to look around, and you find hidden under a rock in one of the corners a yellow gemstone.
Commander, I think I found something. Looks to be like a yellow stone.
She looks to the two. You're the experts here, so.
I'll pick up this, Sarah, so will pick up the stone and I will see if it'll fit in one of the holes.
As you go up to the panel and you insert the gemstone in one of the holes, the panel flickers on with a little bit of light that would touch each one of the holes, and the one that you put the yellow gemstone in shines yellow and moves toward the door, and like follows a path toward the door, shining as it, shining the kind of like what would be like a wire or something as it touches the door.
So wait, there's multiple doors?
No. It's the one door. There's just 6 holes for gemstones.
Kira's gonna look for if there's any other gemstones on the ground.
All right, give me yeah. Go ahead and give me the insight insight security. We'll make this a diff one because now you know what you're looking for.
I will also keep looking for stone.
Alrighty. Can I make a reroll then?
Yep, go for it.
And if you'll let me, I'd like to assist Ensign Terrell in her search.
Yep, go ahead.
Awesome.
If you're using your Mark 1 eyeballs, it'll be an insight security. If you're trying to use tricorders, it'll be control science.
I'll stick with control and science.
All right. Where were the? Sorry, I was typing some. What were the rolls? The rolls start with you, Kier.
Yes.
All right. Kier, you walk around and you find a red. Um, Tarek, you gain 2 momentum. And you find a violet stone.
Yay, colors.
GM, do you want me to assist Ensign Terrell?
She got two. She got 2 complications. So
Yeah. Well, could I roll independently?
Yep.
With 2 tricorders? Okay.
Yep.
Alrighty.
2 tricorders? Double fisting it? Oh no.
Can't reroll that.
Oops.
all right. Kane, you find an orange one. However, the orange one, this is the complication, appears to be split in half, potentially from a rock fall. You know, it broke the gem.
Mm-hmm. Well, Commander, found an orange one. May have a complication here.
Can we fix it?
Not a geologist. If anyone has any skills, even jewelry making, maybe. My guess is maybe we could try to refuse it with one of the phasers.
I mean, I've broken rocks with a phaser before. I don't think I've ever repaired a rock with a phaser before.
I mean, we could try to just plug it into the hole and hope it fits.
I was going to say for 1 momentum, you could find the other ones.
Yeah, I'll spend it.
All right. So as you start trying to figure out what to do about the orange one, you got the rest of you looking. You're able to find a blue gemstone and a green gemstone.
I guess
then just-
I place him in.
All right. So the question is, place them in how?
Do they have like a specific hole they'll fit into, or
So all the slots and the holes and the gemstones are the same size, except for, of course, the orange one. basically they can fit in any slot.
But there's a question of how to arrange them then.
Correct.
Is there a certain way the holes are arranged? Are they in like a hexagon?
It just makes a line, like a row, like there's just 6 in a row.
Chromatic order, maybe?
Height's worth a shot. Potentially the color of the spectrum of light.
Yeah, I mean, we could Roy G. Bivet do the rainbow.
Right, you just got to tell me the order you're going to insert them in from left to right, please.
The orange is still. Is it broken or?
You didn't take any steps to fix it, so yes.
Yeah. So okay. I mean, I guess we could just try to stick in the 2 halves and just kind of mush them together and put them in there, see if it works. But
Do we have any like wire or any kind of tape?
good call. Do I have anything in the engineering kits that's like an adhesive?
Wouldn't you have a molecular fuser in there?
Sure. Always. I never leave the ship without it.
Never
maybe
leave the
use
ship
it for
without a
repairing
molecular
like small cracks and stuff. But anyways,
No, I mean that's an excellent. Yeah, excellent call. GM, I would like to fish out my trusty molecular fuser and attempt the operation.
Okay, this is going to be let's call this a daring engineering. This is going to be a difficulty 3, complication 3.
Okay, daring engineering, diff 3, complication 3. Okay. Don't think I could use testing a theory on this one. Would you accept emergency repairs?
No, probably not.
Okay. All right. Well, feel like I need to hit this. Determination spend against act with confidence, even if you don't feel confident.
Works for me.
Awesome. Alrighty. And then 2E systems, I just have to have those dice. So 2 threat and then 1 momentum to roll 4 dice.
You said 2 threat, 1 momentum?
Correct.
Oh, forgot you're supposed to roll 3 and then hit determination, but
I'll reroll.
Roll even better. Okay.
I was about to say you can penalize me if you want to.
No, it's fine. I would have just taken the 2 out of the first roll, so it's fine.
Either way, yeah.
Yeah, either way. So yeah, we'll use the first roll, and I'll just do that. So you gain 1, no complications. It was close to being 1, however.
Yeah, 17.
And yeah, you use the little tool to fuse the rock back together, and it appears to have been fixed.
You'll hold it up and kind of look at it. Man, mountain climbing, spelunking, emergency equipment repair. This? Is there anything I can't do today? He'll look around, no response. He'll walk up and then I believe the commander gave the order of the gems last time, so he'll try it in that order.
There's two
Right,
patterns. You need to go from hot to cool, heat to hot. Either way, the harder is. Like it's either red, orange, yellow, green, blue, violet, or violet, blue, green, yellow, orange, red. If we're following the color spectrum.
Yep. So you put in it the first way. All the lights go to the door, but nothing happens. So you try it the other way. All the lights go to the door, and then a bright white light appears on the door as the door starts to slide open, revealing the passageway behind it.
I think I saw something like this in one of those old Earth movies you guys have. Alright, phaser up. Heading towards the door to investigate the next room.
And it just it's more tunnels you have to flow down. All right, so you continue walking. I'm assuming you're still moving forward, correct? All right, so you're moving forward, and you come into another square opening in the walkways. But this time, what the lead person notices is that this one has the walls and much of the ceiling has pretty much caved in. And what's more is that you're hearing this faint hissing sound coming from the cracks in the walls.
Hissing sound? Like
Yeah.
gas escaping or like snakes being angry?
Do you guys? And I guess here's the question: do you still have your rebreathers on, or do you not? Oh yes.
I would think we still have them on.
Yeah.
Didn't take mine out.
Thanks for reminding me. I forgot you were doing that.
And at that moment, my tricorder starts beeping the alarm that I set it to earlier. Commander, this is where the sulfur is coming from, I suspect. My tricorder's indicating toxic levels right now. Do I know if we're going to be safe with the rebreathers on?
Yeah, you should be.
Okay.
It's not like there's not oxygen down here. It's just now it's mixed in with the sulfur. I would say you guys could smell it, but you have your rebreathers on. That's why I asked.
Kira takes her torch and like throws it back down the passageway so that way it doesn't accidentally cause an explosion.
Probably good thinking.
Do I know? Does the tricorder tell me what type of sulfur gas is escaping into the air?
Give me probably be like an insider reason with science. Diff 1. Your best stats, I know.
I'm gonna walk right over to Ensign Tarl. Do these readouts mean anything to you?
Taral would be a reason or insight with science. Difficulty 1. Finally, you guys are rolling bad. Neither of you are able to determine what is causing, like what the cause or origin of the sulfur is.
All right, so remind me again. So we're in a room, and it looks like there's some sulfur leaks in one of the walls. Is there anything else in the room?
No. Nope, it's just a caved-in square room, similar in construction to the rest of them. That's pretty much it. All the interesting stuff about this place.
Let's move forward.
Is the sulfur gas corrosive?
Here, are you like asking us if sulfur gas is corrosive? Or...
That was a question to TM, but the answer would be, if you ever my science courses, this gas is most likely corrosion. Probably gonna need to limit our time. If we can't make it down, then we'll need to head back and get some better equipment from the ship.
Understood,
Let's
ma'am.
make this quick.
All right, onward.
Yeah,
Downward.
I'm fine to go onward.
All right. Derek will take up point once again.
Okay, we will enter a new scene here. Sorry, we got a activity going on outside, so I was trying to figure out what's going on. All right, yep, we'll enter new scene. All right, so you guys continue on, and as you go further and further into the ruins, the corridor starts to widen as you walk through it, and eventually you enter into a chamber with another door at the end. This one also has faded murals, and as you step inside the chamber, some sigils on the outside of the walls start to glow red and flicker to life as you hear this deep hum.
Kane, having his tricorder already out, is going to scan the shit out of that hum.
All right, so here's my first question. Are you entering the room to get the scans, or are you doing it from there?
I mean, if we haven't already entered the room, or the security officer hasn't, he's going to be cautious. So he'll be slightly
I'll go
outside
ahead
of
and
the
step
room
in first.
for that.
Okay, is anyone else entering the room with him, or is it just the security officer?
I'll enter.
Kane is squishy, so he's going to see what happens.
Anyone else, or just those two? All right, as the security officer and the ensign enter the room, and as Kane start your scans, but remaining, the hum gets even louder, and on your tricorder, Kane, you see a sudden uptick in the amount of energy as the room fills up with a white light, and as it does, force field barriers separate both Theric and Ensign Terrell in maybe like 3 meter by 3 meter force field boxes.
Well, Commander, from the looks of it, they're safe for now. But I don't know how long I would leave them in there.
Derek is going to be prodding the force field in different ways, trying to see what he can figure out. Also, he's monitoring the air composition with the tricorder that he's got.
See if you can't find a power source or terminal.
Commander, I don't recommend people come in here.
That's why we have tricorders.
Are
See
Ensign
if there's
Torella
anything
and I
near
in the
you.
same box?
No, you are in separate boxes.
Oh, okay.
Separate boxes? Okay.
Uh, okay. GM, Kane would like to scan around the outside of the door, both visually and with the tricorder. I mean, looking for anything of interest.
Go ahead and give me an insight or reason engineering. We'll call this a difficulty 2.
Okay. Take a threats. Not even gonna ask about a focus.
Oh, is that I said diff 2, right?
Correct.
And you gave me a threat, I take it.
I did.
How very odd, a box formed and I can't get rid of it. Um, but I got 2 things going on here at once. All right, Kane, you probably see what looks to be a power supply. It's probably on the far wall from where you are at this point.
Okay. But it's inside the room, correct?
Yes.
Okay. No other features like on the outside of the room, correct?
Correct.
Or like at the doorway or anything. Okay.
Nope, you're correct.
Okay. Well, the commander's out. I think she's the most athletic.
Ensign, are you seeing this? And I'm going to wave my hand and point at the corresponding glyph that's going around with it.
Yes, I'm seeing it.
And what he just told the rest of the group is he pointed to one of the glyphs, and as he moved his hand, the glyph seemed to move with his movement. You know, the glowing glyphs on the walls.
How many glyphs are there on the wall? A lot.
Hold on, let me double check my numbers here.
Okay.
We have a random dice roller for this. There's probably about 12 in the room.
How many are lining up to my actions?
2.
Everyone's maybe thinking what I'm thinking. Counselor, you said you had decoded some of the written language before? You know what those glyphs say? Counselor, if you can hear me, you may be muted.
Sorry. Let me take a look. I think I've mostly got a handle on these symbols with the tricorder, and he'll attempt to scan them. Will scanning for the symbols B-roll?
I'm thinking right now. You think that these are more just symbols more than having any meaning to them, because the glints are themselves changing shape and moving as the players move.
I'm not sure that these are necessarily characters spelling out words. More like they're symbols, which I'm not sure we can decipher without more knowledge of this culture.
All right, well, to say what at least I'm thinking, probably everyone else. Wonder if we line up these symbols or configure them in such a way, and it might release the security hold. GM, Kane's gonna wave his hands around, kind of outside the door like a weirdo. Do any of the glyphs move on the far wall?
Not as you're standing outside the room, no.
All right. Kane will take a step inside the room.
And as you step in, you notice that two of the glyphs are moving toward your location.
Okay. And force field goes up, correct?
If you stay there, yes.
Well, I mean, if he can move freely, he's gonna try to get to the power source that he detected on the far wall. So maybe he's gonna try to dodge the glyphs and see if he can get to the power source.
All right, this is going to be a daring security. At this point, because you delayed a bit, it's going to be a difficulty 4.
All right. Well, God damn. I mean, if he's close to the door, can he make an attempt to move back out of the room?
Yeah. Give me a daring security diff 2.
Okay. Will you accept survival for a focus?
Sure.
Oh, nice. GM's in a good mood today. Yeah, I'll burn a momentum for 3 dice. Nice.
And you step back into the hallway before the glyphs reach your location to turn on.
Okay. And do the glyphs move back to where they were in the room?
After a little bit, they do start to move back into
Okay.
the center.
Okay. Just want to make sure, like, the next person that enters the room is not disadvantaged, I guess. Well, Commander's back. Commander? Man, everybody's leaving. Commander, appears that the glyphs in the room are the source of the force fields. It looks like when they meet you, they entrap you in a force field. And afterwards, I guess, they can move freely with the direction of the user, for lack of a better word, inside the force field. I stepped in, they made an immediate beeline for me. I stepped out. I'm thinking that if we can maybe get to the power source on the wall, we might be able to deactivate it, and hopefully we can dodge the glyphs and not be entrapped while we get there.
GM, is there like a rock on the floor nearby?
I'm sure with the age of this place, you could probably find a rock here and there.
She finds a decent sized rock and then she kind of just throws it, sort of rolls across the floor to see if the glyphs follow it or not.
They ignore it.
It seems they're attracted to life signs. Perhaps you can modify your tricorder to negate your life sign readings.
Okay. Yeah. So, GM, yeah, Kane will attempt to do so. The theory behind it is to basically emit a jamming signal. So he wants to modify the tricorder to disguise like a life sign, and try to like cover that up essentially.
All right. This will be control with either engineering or security. We'll call this a diff 3.
All right. Could I get away with emergency repairs again?
No, because you're not repairing anything.
That is very true.
This would be like infiltration or something along those lines.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna ask about computer systems, but not really the same thing. Okay, I mean, I'll try it. Will you accept testing a theory under the idea that this is the second time I've modified equipment to do weird shit?
You know I will because it does say technological field. So I will say yes.
Gotcha. Thank you. Okay, so that means 3 dice, and then I will give you 1 threat and 1 momentum. If I split it, can I reroll?
Yeah.
Okay. I will do that. And yeah, I'll reroll one of those. Sorry. Was it 3 or 2?
3.
I already spent my moment or my determination.
Did I assist?
Yeah, you could assist.
Can Lee accept control security on the basis of infiltration from her previous
Yeah.
occupation?
Yep. You watch Star Trek enough, this is like intelligence officer security trick 101. Alright, Kane, you unsure about how to go about masking life signs because this is probably something you've never done before. When the commander comes over, looks at your thing, and gives you pointers to making it actually work. You know, what settings to set up and all that stuff. So you believe that the tricorder is set up to mask the life signs.
Well, thank you, Commander.
Hand it
I,
over and I'll test it. And she
by all
hands
means.
him her tricorder in case you need a modify one to save me. And Kier will walk through with the tricorder. See if the glyphs follow her.
They do not.
Then she walks back and hands it to King. Unless you want me to walk me through it, he should be good.
Well, Commander, knowing my luck, it works for you, it won't work for me, but here goes nothing. He'll step into the room. All right. I think we're good.
No, you make it to the other side.
Oh, thank God. Okay. I'm like, what was that roll? Okay. So, yeah, he'll walk over to, I guess, the power panel and do a bit of investigating. Can he shut it off?
Give me a controller daring engineering diff 2.
Alrighty. Yeah, I'm not even gonna ask about a focus. All right, take a threat. Motherfucker. Well, I'm gonna reroll one of those because I can.
We'll send.
I mean, that would be a success with a complication, right? Like, I succeed at it, but yeah, I mean, if I succeed, it'll stand.
As you go up to the control panel, you must have triggered an like a security defense of its own. And around the panel, you are also caught up in a force field. But a few moments later, the power to the room stopped, and all the force fields drop.
Kane will just look around. That was bound to happen.
So wait, did his force field also encompass the control unit?
Yeah.
So it cut itself off?
He was able to kill the power to the room before... Like he was able to kill the power, but it was on like a little bit of a delay.
Oh.
So it triggered the force field, but then it shut off. I'm just trying to have fun with it. I was just trying to have fun with the complication.
The way you said it, my brain understood it as the force field enclosed around him, but it also enclosed around the control panel. But since it cut off the control panel, it cut itself off.
I'll take it.
Whereas if Kier was GMing, she probably would have zapped you.
Instant death. Straight to jail.
It was probably a good idea. Wish I would have thought of it. But already, yeah, the power is cut to the room.
Counselor, Commander, I think we're good to go.
The counselor will follow them in.
Good work, Commander.
Yeah. Thank you.
Alrighty.
I gotta wonder what kind of place we're heading towards, that this place is set up like some kind of, I don't know, lost city from a children's fairy tale.
That's what makes it exciting.
I just wonder what we're being tested on.
Alright, do you continue onward?
I believe so.
Alright, so the away team gets to the opposite end of the room. And you push the doors open. And as you open the doors, it opens into a very large room. And sitting in the middle of this room is a large machine, which you could call a marvel of ancient engineering. It is a towering construct of crystalline matrices, metal conduits, and glowing glyphs interlaid all throughout it. However, time and disrepair have left the machine dormant.
Just to be clear, we're already in the room, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Just making sure I'm not going to be the first one to step in.
Yeah, it's like you push open the doors and on the opposite end of the room that you were in with the force fields, you open it up and then you're in this big room with the machine. which, oh, by the by, would be the source of the energy readings.
Okay.
Do I see anything that looks obviously like a security system?
No.
Any flying glyphs floating around?
No, just what's on the machine itself.
Okay, is there anything like a dude in a suit of armor with a sword that's going to make me choose a chalice off a shelf or something?
No.
Alright, I will step through the door first again. Make it into the room about 10 meters and look around.
Seems safe.
Commander, looks clear.
Alrighty. Kane will walk in and walk up to the machine. Give it a quick once over. Scan with his tricorder. Make sure it's not dangerous to work on.
All right, you give the machine a quick once over, and you notice that the machine's power is very nearly depleted. The glyphs that are on the machine are giving faint flickers of light, indicating that there is a bit of energy, but for the most part, it's been drained. Over the millennia.
Mm-hmm. Commander, looks like this machine is still technically powered, although it's probably too weak to do anything. Would you like me to attempt to repair it?
Are you able to ascertain what the machine does without turning it on, or do we need to turn it on to figure out what it does?
DM?
You probably cannot tell what it does by looking at it.
No idea, Commander.
So maybe see if we could fix it to see if it'll turn on.
Yeah,
Commander,
that's my goal.
with respect, this is a job for an entire scientific and engineering team to analyze. I don't recommend going about turning unknown devices on.
Commander, with all due respect, what's the worst that can happen?
I'm going to turn around and shoot him the iciest glare for saying that.
Noted. How about you work on it as you're attempting to analyze it? If it seems like it needs a scientific team, then we'll send out a scientific team for this. But at least take a look at it.
Yes, ma'am. And yeah, GM is Kane is going to attempt to repair it in a cautious way. Trying to make sure it's not going to kill them all as he repairs it and turns it on.
Could I assist?
I would love that.
All right. So the first things first is probably what I would imagine you guys would want to do is at least get a computer working, right?
Smart
Yes.
idea.
I mean, you just don't want to flip the thing on. I mean, I think the security officer's right there. I mean, or we could just go to the turning it on part. We could go either way.
No, I mean, if there's a process to it, I'll follow the process for sure.
All right. So yeah, I mean, basically, just tell me what you guys are doing. I've tasks for everything at this point.
Okay.
Make sure all the gemstones are aligned during the convergence of planets during the equinox season.
Yeah, I mean, that's actually a good point. Kane is going to look around the room. I mean, is that the only distinguishing feature, is this machine?
No, I mean, like there's various computer panels. I mean, it's not just by itself. You know, there's computer panels, computer terminals. There's large screens.
Is there any writing?
No.
Okay. Okay, well, yeah, I mean, he's going to make a guess. Yeah, Ensign, I'm all yours.
Well, let's go ahead. I'll walk over, and Central will walk over to a computer system to see if she can get it to turn on.
And yeah, Kane is certainly happy to assist.
All right. Well, the one thing that both of you notice is that it does need some type of power to get the computers on. So that would be the first problem.
Hey, Kane will open his engineering kit and pull out a bunch of AA batteries and say, hey, I think we have just the thing we might need.
All right. Give me a control engineering difficulty of 1.
All right, Ensign, do you have a decent engineering score?
I have a 3.
What's your control score?
10.
All right, I mean, we're going to be a little evenly matched here. I have a focus in emergency repairs. Would you like to back me up on this?
Sure.
Okay. I'm happy for you to take the lead as well.
Can I use sensor ops as a focus?
No, this is the more computers.
Did anyone take technical expertise?
I'll be the backup.
I did not take technical expertise. Very ship focused. Okay, cool. So control engineering. Yeah, GM emergency repairs or computer systems for a focus.
I'll take computers. Yeah,
Okay.
I'll take computers.
And you said diff 1, but I want some more momentum. Take a threat.
If you were assisting, you would just roll control engineering, but 1 dice.
Oh, can you squash complication on an assist?
Not in this.
Okay.
That's a first edition thing, not a second edition.
Ducks.
You do gain 3 momentum, however. And as you hook up your portable power pack to the side of the computer, it does flicker to life. However, there does seem to be an encryption that you would need to bypass before you're able to access it.
Well, Ensign, looks like there's some encryption on this terminal.
You good at cracking codes?
I don't have much of a background in it. You want to take a shot and I can back you up?
Sure, we'll try.
Right. This will be a control with engineering or security. Difficulty 2. I got threat. Difficulty 2, complication 2.
Can I use astrophysics?
No, this is computers. Be like computers or hacking or infiltration, something along those lines.
Wish I had my character from the scavenger right now. He has cryptography.
It'd be useful. Yeah, I do have a focus in computer
Not
systems.
scavenger. Harpo.
Do you want to take the lead?
Yeah, I can take the lead on this one.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, I'll do control engineering, computer systems for focus, and then yeah, take a threat. Oh, comp 2. I'll add that in.
Gain 2. Yeah.
You said
Yep.
Nice.
I believe you're sitting with a float at the moment.
So,
All right, you're able to hack into, or you're able to bypass the encryption. And I'll send you, because of it is written in another language, but because of the counselor's work earlier, I'll use it as a trait so you're able to translate. I'll send both of you what the data, the title of the data is on this computer.
Like
There's
a file
more
name?
yeah, basically a file name. Words are escaping me at the moment.
Weird file name.
well, Ensign, you are very likely more equipped to understand this than I am.
I think so.
Commander, we've got the console activated. It looks like there's information here related to the planet's original state before A terraforming operation.
Intriguing. Does it go into more details?
Yeah, Ensign Terrell, would you like to open it and read through it?
Why does Discord do this? It's all nice and neat in my document, but when I copy and paste it, it looks like crap.
Because Discord doesn't have formatting setups.
And so we'll just have to do this one at a time. There we go. Initial data coming in now. It's on the Discord.
Commander, it says the planetary system pretty standard with one M-class planet. Struggles with sensor interface.
It's in the channel. That's something from earlier you're reading. And feel free to roleplay the info. There, of course, is more, but that's the basic.
Derek's gonna look over the shoulder of that and go, well, none of that is right.
Is there any more data on their terraforming? Because the way this reads, it's how remarkable they were able to achieve this, a few millennia ago.
Certainly very advanced. GM, yeah, I think we had a float maybe. Could we spend that float to dive in a bit more and see what we can find?
What exactly are you looking for?
For per the commander's direction, looking for any more other information on their terraforming. Like the techniques they might have used, the technology, their assessment of the outcome, maybe. They have the goals here, but with the sulfur leaks earlier and some of the instability, I'm wondering if, the planet's going back to the way it was. So maybe they assessed it as not being completely successful.
I could give you some information for that momentum. Seeing which one fit.
Well, I was able to find a bit more. Good thing we didn't turn it on yet. Looks like they ran into some sort of an issue. Something that interrupted their efforts. Looks like if we reactivate the machine, we'll have to calibrate it in a very detailed way. Kane will turn. It's the commander. Commander, given the evidence that we've seen so far, I think it's probable that the changes that this civilization made, although they've lasted for millennia at this point, weren't permanent. With this machine losing power, it looks like the planet may be returning to its original geological form.
Do you think you can repair the machine enough to at least get understand potentially to get to work properly in order to finish its job? Otherwise, I have to inform Starfleet that the colony should not arrive here. If the planet is going to continue to destabilize over time, the colony may not survive.
On the other hand, Starfleet will probably want to send out an entire science team to study this machine.
Not only that, but I would assume other local powers might want to get their hands on this as well.
GM, could I try searching this terminal for records or data on the construction of this device, schematics, anything technical?
For a momentum, I think.
Yeah, Not knowing what I'm getting into, I'll gladly spend that momentum.
I'm just double checking some things to make sure I'm giving you the correct information.
Cool. Yeah, two things I'm looking for ideally would be, I mean, a guide essentially to repairing the correct calibrations that they mentioned, you know, anything to start from. And then the other secondary goal is, do I actually think single-handedly, or even with some help down here, I could actually repair this machine?
Okay, as you dive into their database, it looks like a lot of the problems they were having was trying to keep the core matrix inside the machine itself stable in an otherwise very hostile environment. Like constant volcanoes, earthquakes, tectonic shifts as the planet started to change and terraform. So a lot of it is really, it looks like you have to stabilize the core matrix.
Okay. Given his experience, how difficult of a task does Kane think this would actually be? All right. Well, Commander, looks like, based on what I'm able to ascertain here, the machine's core matrix is out of alignment. It looks like this has impacted climate situation on the planet. This will continue to degrade over time unless it's brought into alignment. And quite frankly, Commander, if we mess this up, then it has the possibility of throwing things completely out of whack. The entire planet might become volcanic again. I can attempt it. It's not going to be an easy task, though.
My question for you is, will the planet eventually return back to its volcanic state if we do nothing?
Yes, that's my assessment, Commander.
And either way, given what you know of this machine, how long do you think it took them to institute this terraforming? Could this device be used as a weapon?
GM, did they keep logs on the length of time it took to terraform? Hard to tell. 75 to 100 years, ma'am?
Now that I think about it, that probably doesn't seem right. Because I know in Star Trek they do have terraforming. Let me compare really quick. That's a figure that I would think. Let me see what Star Trek has to say.
All right, cool.
Just trying to find something that just gives me like years. Like how many years?
I am pulling up trusty ChatGPT, which will probably be incorrect, but I want to see what it says.
What are you trying to figure out?
Just what Star Trek says is any Star Trek canon stuff.
On for how
The
long
Genesis
terraforming takes?
device.
Yeah.
The Genesis device
Start.
didn't do day.
The normal terraforming works on the scale of decades.
Yeah, that's the question I'm trying to ask. Like, how many decades? Is it like 2 decades? Is it 3? Because then that would give me a good starting spot.
There was an episode in season 1.
Mm-hmm. ChatGPT says TNG episode Homeworld or Homeward,
Home soil.
Home Soil.
It's like I'm looking at Memory Alpha, and they have like when they're completed, but they didn't say when they started.
According to ChatGPT, multi-decades to potentially centuries, depending on the original state of the planet.
Yeah, I'd agree with decades. Looking at the stuff for home soil, their little projection of when they'd get moss and lichen spread throughout the planet was 35 years.
Okay. That's a good one there. Okay, so what I'm going to say is that they were pretty much able to complete this project inside of 10 years. And I mean like go from the volcanic mess that it was to this within 10 years. I think that's a good number.
Yeah.
An impressive number.
That's what I'm going for. An impressive number.
10 years, Commander. Much more rapid than what we're capable of.
And your understanding of this device, could it be used as a weapon to completely destabilize a planet's ecosystem, destroying the inhabitants on said planet?
It could, Commander. The time frame in question, I think, is the thing to assess. It took them approximately 10 years to go from an uninhabitable, volcanic, unstable planet to, well, this. And that's a complete transformation in 10 years. If they were to use this on an already stable Class M planet, and then just introduce problems to the climate, to the geology, They could probably do that within a year or two. Cause lots of destruction.
Would they have to move the device to the planet?
I think they would, yes.
And is there any indication if you complete the repairs on this machine and get it working to where it completely makes this planet stable, would the machine need to continue operating?
GM, I could say my assumption, but it could be wrong.
I will give you this for a momentum.
Yeah.
Let me know if that's what your initial thoughts were.
Oh, yeah. My assumption was actually the opposite. So, good thing we asked. Commander, based on what I'm seeing here, I think if the process is completed, there would be no need for the machine. The planet's new geology should be stable afterwards.
How long does the machine need to run for?
I wouldn't think long, Commander. This took them about 10 years. It looks like the process is nearly complete. Maybe a matter of weeks.
Go ahead and proceed and try to stabilize the matrix. If not, this planet will be doomed. And we'll need to destroy this device.
Right. Yes, Commander. And as a player, I will say I will probably need your determination if you can hand it out. Okay, GM. Kane and I'm assuming the ensign would like to comb the computer terminal for anything else that could potentially help repair this thing. And then when they're satisfied, I guess, he'll just ask the ensign, care to help me out?
I'll help you.
All right. Do keep in mind that the first assist is free, but you can spend momentum at 1-for-1 to get more assists should you need them or want them, I should say. And then, of course, there's also talents and stuff. So,
Okay.
But the task is going to be The main task is probably going to be a control or daring with engineering. It'll be a diff 5, complication 3. And then the assist rolls, depending on how you assist, that could change what the attributes and disciplines are. But for the main role, I think that's going to be the main role.
Dovry, you could do like a callback to gain upon determination. Because I generally don't think I have the commanding officer role just yet, so.
That's the executive officer role where you can spend 3 momentum.
Yeah,
Oh,
as
it
soon as he
regains
completes
them.
it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But you could, if he does a callback to a previous episode that's similar, he can gain his determination back.
Okay. Yeah, let me open up my notes real quick, see if I can find. I spent my determination. All right. I mean, it depends on how loose. I mean, it depends on how loose we get with this, I guess. Probably the closest one I have is there was an episode, Ready or Not, where Kane hacked like the mine network, I guess, around the Maquis base, essentially. Dealing with unfamiliar technology and had to learn it, and introduced the code to disable the mines and not trigger by entering the minefield.
I'll give it to you for using the phrase "using unknown technology." I think that
I
very much fits here.
will absolutely take that. Okay. All right, cool. So yeah, let's start doing the things. So would you accept computer systems or emergency repairs for a focus?
I don't think so.
Okay. I'd like to use the determination. I'm getting a lot of mileage out of this. Act with confidence, even if you don't feel confident.
Yep.
What value did you spend it on? Is it the same value?
Same value.
Okay, good. Because then you hit a milestone.
Oh, yeah, I'll definitely take that. Okay. So, again, it depends on how loosely we can do this, I guess. Testing a theory, I think I've repaired like so many different things this episode. Would you count that as part of testing a theory?
You know what? I will.
Nice.
Mostly because this is all theoretical work at this point.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so that's 3. I'm just gonna throw almost everything I have at this.
Oh, so you guys have not been using Faith of the Heart hardly at all. When you spend or gain determination, you may add 1 to the group pool. So you did just gain a determination, so you get a momentum.
Oh, nice. Good
And
stuff.
technically, you get another one when you just spent it.
I will certainly take that. Okay, so that's 3 dice, complication range 3. I'm using determination. So 1 momentum, 1 threat to get up to 4 dice. And then, fuck it, why not go for it? Do we need to save the momentum for anything else, guys?
You kid. How you want to roll a total of 5?
Yes.
I'm just going to roll 5 then. Just spend it with that momentum.
Okay.
Because we have plenty. Because I don't know if anyone else can really assist you on this.
Yeah, I mean, I'll take the assist from the ensign, if it's allowed. But yeah, I do just want to spend 1 threat on that just to make sure I get the reroll for one of these guys. So,
Right, it'll be controller daring engineering. Difficulty 5. The complication range is 3.
all right, here goes nothing. I will be re-rolling at least one of those.
Then we just need the assist. So it'll just be the controller engineering, just 1 dice, comp range 3. Right, so right now there's 6 successes and there's 1 complication total as of right now.
Yeah, I'm not sure there's a way for us to get rid of the complication. I will buy a mini Commander Kier, though, which was just placed on the board.
Now,
You should crawl into the computer system.
you have your medal. His cute. Were you using computer systems?
No, both focuses were rejected.
Should have used your Starcrest.
Yeah. Well, it doubles the focus range, right?
Yeah, you were got an extra success.
Oh.
But anyway.
Yeah, I would take it in. Still complications, though.
I mean, you do gain a momentum off the roll, so if the commander wanted to do you regain it, you could probably re-roll the comp. Or you let the comp
Fine
stand.
enough.
Comps are always fun.
I'm fine with that. I will spend the 3 momentum to give it back your determination so you could send it to re-roll again. If the GM allows that.
I mean, that's kind of how it works, right? You spend the 3 to give it back after they spend it.
Just says when an allied character in communication with you spends determination, you spend 3 momentum immediately to enable that character to regain the point of determination.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, that works for me. And then because of your Faith of the Heart, you technically get a momentum back. I mean, I'm reading that right? It's when you use or gain a determination, you add 1 momentum to the group pool. Oh, it's one of your values. Okay. So you don't get a 1 here, but you did on the other one.
Okay, cool. So in this case, were you to re-roll those two?
So you already re-rolled one of the complications.
Correct.
It would just be re-rolling the other complication.
Okay. So it's a straight re-roll, or do I just succeed with a determination?
So you would re-roll however many dice you want.
Gotcha.
And because of the complication range, you do need to roll the 1 dice.
Gotcha. All right, re-rolling 1.
He technically would apply for calling back because it says once during any adventure when you choose to use one of your main character's values, you may call back to any previous adventure in your log where you use the same value. Or in case of eyes that were challenged or written to the new value created by the adventure. Or the adventure.
Mm-hmm.
Technically that applies.
When he gained it from your thing, because it wasn't gained off of a value.
No, he called back to a value and then spent it on the same value again.
Yeah, I gave him 2 momentum for that. That's why he was at 6 prior to the roll. So yeah, I think I did that one right. I just didn't know if he got it when you gave him determination, but it says when you spend or gain from a value. So
No, yeah, not
does
when
get
I
the-
gave it to him. No.
yeah. But
Yeah,
when he
on the
called
callback,
back,
he
I
did
did
give
give.
it.
Yeah, I did
Yeah.
give him the momentum for that. So I think that is correct. Okay. So yeah, Kane, you and Ensign Terrell crawl through tubes, getting access to the core matrix. You do your repairs using the specs that you found in the computer, and as far as you know, it looks correct. Now just comes the case of powering and turning it on.
Well, Ensign, when you graduated Starfleet Academy, did you ever think that you'd be doing this?
No, I did not.
Not a bad first position. Not many ensigns get this much experience. All right, well, would you like to do the honors with the Commander? Might give you a leg up during promotion time.
Okay. Will do.
You may proceed.
All right. Hold on to your butts.
All right, I think this is going to be a daring or control engineering difficulty 2.
Is there a piece of cover that Theric can get behind?
I'm sure you could find something hiding under a desk or something.
Large pillar, giant chunk of rock.
Tarek, you could find something. So for whoever's doing the task, this will be a daring or control engineering diff 2. And you know what? I have threat. We'll make it a comp 2 as well.
Okay. I mean, yeah, I'm happy to take lead on this. GM,
Might
like
be
what?
best if you.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, sorry. I thought I spoke over you. Okay. So yeah, daring engineering, comp 2. GM, what's the nature of this task? Is it flipping a switch? Is it programming something?
Um, just basically rerouting the power to power up the machine to turn it on.
Okay.
There would be more to this, but time constraints.
Yeah, no worries. Would you take computer systems for focus?
Nah, it's more power.
Okay. This is really dumb. I have the more power talent, which involves rerouting power. That you're going to tell me that only applies to the ship, though.
Yeah, I don't see how
Okay.
rerouting power that put it to reserve systems would help you.
Gotcha. All right. Take a threat.
And you need momentum for that anyway.
Yeah, good call. Take a threat. Oh.
All right. As you flip on the machine, you start hearing, like couplings and things start coming together, like a t t t, and then you start hearing the hum of the machine and the core matrix start turning on. And as the machine gets to full, several earthquakes around you start feeling the ground around you start to shake and increase in intensity as it goes along. When suddenly over your comm badge, you hear Artemis to away team. The interference in the atmosphere is broken up. Respond.
Away team here, Artemis. We can hear you loud and clear.
As the shaking around you gets worse and worse. As rocks start to fall from the ceiling.
Away team to Artemis. Can you hear us?
Yes. What's your situation?
And have transporter room stand by and lock on the away team just in case.
Understood. After a few minutes of this, the earthquakes do start to subside.
It's all according to plan, Commander. Kane will look around.
You get at least one incredulous look.
Kane will check the readouts. Does everything look okay?
Yeah, the machine seems to be running nominally.
Core stabilized. Geological instability stabilized. Weather under control. Commander, I think we're good.
All right. Well, I think our work here is done. Commander Kane, I think you'll probably want an engineering team down here to monitor things. With that, I think we can head back up to the ship. Unless there's also, I'm assuming, Ensign, you would like to have a science team to study any information that this species left behind.
Yes, ma'am.
Alrighty. Is there any final role play anyone would like to do either here or on the ship?
The doctor will actually meet them in the transporter bay when they beam back up.
Right,
How
let me
many are staying behind on the planet?
I figured just for speed of plot stuff, like you probably wait for the engineering teams to start and the medical, the science teams to start coming down, and then you guys probably get relieved at that point.
Here to Artemis, 5 to beam out.
Welcome back, Commanders. Heard you had quite the shaking down on the planet. Anything interesting after I left? And I'll begin running medical tricorder and associated probe over each of them.
They're all a little dusty, but they're in good shape.
Well, you all scan out fine. If anyone feels anything odd in the next 24 hours, please come see me at the sick bay. And Commander, I did some of my analysis while you were away. The mushrooms in that tunnel, perfectly fine to eat.
Good to know.
Kane will raise his hand. So did you collect enough for the entire team to, I don't know, have them for dinner tonight?
Not that many, but I did take a good spore sample. They should be fully grown in the next month or two, if you're interested.
Looking forward to it. They looked good.
Well, if you don't mind, I need to fill in the captain. So if you excuse me.
Absolutely, Commander.
Any other scenes?
Nothing from me.
Nothing
Alrighty.
for me, no. I'm good.
Right. I think we will call that the end of Gemulon 5 Part 2.